Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If you can hear me, wave at me so I know you're here and you can hear me. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, wave at me. Let me know that you're here. This is a short and sweet workshop, so can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
I can hear you, Mary.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so very much. All right. Well, we are going to be jumping right in because, as I said in my message, this is a pop-up. This is really not something I planned on doing, but because my meeting was canceled earlier this week, I thought what a perfect opportunity to do a quick teach and share some of the knowledge that I know. And so we're going to jump right in, and I apologize in advance because I typically have a helper with me on these calls, but again, impromptu meeting. So we're just going to do this together. So I might need to admit people as we go through this today, but all value today, all value and nothing else. So if you still can hear me, which I know you can, I am going to dive right into the details. All right. So as you can see on your screen, please share. Please, can you wave to me if you can see the screen I'm sharing right now, which says how to actually generate leads with LinkedIn ads. Can you see that? Somebody gives me a thumbs up or something so I know that you can see that.
Yes, we can see it.
Awesome. Thanks, Sage. Thanks, Armina. Okay, love it, love it, love it. All right, so that is what we're talking about today. And to get started, I want to give you a framework. All right, so the way today is going to go, I have no idea where all of these slashes came from to land on my screen, but it's all right. We'll make it work. All right, so I think what I did is I made a mistake, and everybody can write on my whiteboard, but just go with the flow, okay? So look at the screen, and what you'll notice is that I've got a framework here, okay? So as you look at the darker black lines, you can see that I've drawn some arches, and then I've written the word seven-figure pipelines. Okay, so this is going to give a framework for what we're talking about today. I want to make sure I have time for Q&A, but it's also important for us to be on the same page. Like, where do LinkedIn ads fit in the realm of how you make transformational progress within an organization, whether you're a business owner or whether you are a marketer. So you know, and so we're on the same page. The way that we operate, the way that I operate is my goal is to help you create the transformation of creating seven-figure pipelines within the organization that you represent. Okay, that is the goal. And not just to create those pipelines, but to make those pipelines be what we call profitable and predictable. Okay, predictable. All right. So that's why LinkedIn ads matter. The question is, okay, why does that matter? When you have this in place, what that does is it creates for you, the business owner or the marketer, it creates the ability for you to have endless, what I would call income that you can control for the organization or sometimes for yourself, because you're the one that's doing this for the organization. So you have the ability to predict and control income that you generate because you're creating these pipelines, right? So income is the first outcome that is visible when you're operating within this profitable, predictable seven-figure pipeline framework. The other thing that you'll see is that you're making greater impact. Okay, what does that mean? It means literally more people are entering the universe of the organization that you represent. Okay, so you should be able to see money go up, but as well, you should be able to see the number of actual people that are being impacted by the business's actual product, because all products and all services are meant to make people's lives better. So impact should also be visible in terms of number of people that you are impacting. And then the third visible outcome of a profitable pipeline is that you will have, you thought I was going to maybe make an I word, but it's actually freedom, okay? Freedom in the sense that you're able to be predictable, so you can go on vacation. You can have that intern come in and do a couple things because you've got predictability in place. Somebody more junior can easily fill in and take care of a couple things. You can relax when you need to. You can do the things you need to because there's predictability created. You're able to scale those LinkedIn ads when you need to. You're able to dial them back when you need to. You can pinpoint where the issues are as well. So that freedom, both physically speaking and also mentally speaking, can become a real thing for you when you have the system in place. Okay. When you don't have the system in place, what ends up happening is that you end up seeing and feeling issues like you have over here, you have let's put it over here in red. If you're experiencing any of this, this is very common. You end up with basically stagnant audience. Okay. So if you're not creating a profitable pipeline, your audience is not growing as fast as it should. So that's one symptom of not having this in place. You're talking to the same people all the time. It feels like you are, and you actually are. That is not going to get you to where you want to be. The other issue that you might see in this, if you're not achieving this, is you'll also feel that you have a poor, or you'll see that you have a poor lead flow. And the third symptom of not having this is you will have like sales leaks, where you are getting, maybe you're getting people that are becoming leads in the pipeline, but they're not converting. You're having some conflicts with sales. Things like that might happen, or you're not having conflicts with sales, but bottom line is that you're not generating the actual sales, conversions, clients that you need to generate. So this is all very common. And my goal today is to help you understand how LinkedIn ads can help you get out of this cycle, because the whole idea is we got to get out of no business grows like this. You can't achieve the 7-figure pipeline if you're operating in this way. And so the way that we get there, we do a couple of things. Over here, we need to command attention. Okay, that's what's going to grow your stagnant audience. Over in the poor lead flow section, you have to be able to start to, one moment here, I got to let somebody in, my people. Thank you all so much for being awesome. You have to be able to capture leads. Literally turn that attention into leads. And then over here, around the sales leaks, what you have to be able to do is to convert those leads into sales, okay? Now, all of these have, like over here, we have 3 things we do to make this happen, 3 things we do to make this happen, and 3 things we do to make this happen. We don't have time today to get into all of it, but LinkedIn ads help us generate. Today, what we're drilling into is one of these circles here, which is the generation of leads, okay? Before this, you want to create an offer, an irresistible offer. We're not going to get into that today, but that is a part of this. And over here, we want to scale the lead growth. And that is also something we can't get into too much today. But just know that what we're talking about today is a piece of a much bigger puzzle, but a very important piece nonetheless. So that is the framework within which we're operating. I want you to understand that this is not just getting LinkedIn ads done. If this is done right, you're going to see huge impact. So with that as our framework, let's dive into what I want to actually show you today, which is just the immense growth that we're seeing with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is absolutely, positively, just, I think, one of the best places to put your money as a business or as a marketer. We have been running campaigns on behalf of clients. We actually do more coaching than doing the work for you. But this is a particular client that has taken some of our coaching and is seeing the leads come through. I mean, these are like daily leads, like 20, 30, 40 leads, right? Leads are coming through almost, I mean, it is every day. And there'll be several while we're on this call today. So I want to show you the numbers for this. How this all works out is this particular campaign that we're doing that I just showed you the screenshot of. We are spending $20 a day. Okay. People say LinkedIn is so expensive. We're spending only $20 a day. We're running 2 campaigns inside that ad group, $20 a day. Those $20 a day campaigns are bringing in, one is bringing in brought in 57 leads last month. The other one brought in 261 leads last month, just the last 31 days. And here are some of the conversion rates for you. Look at the lead conversion rates on these. Like what is happening, right? So I had to share this with you to make sure that you are taking some of the shortcuts that we've learned along the way and just give it to you, valuable information that you can use on a Thursday afternoon to just blow your boss or your leadership, blow their minds a little bit. And basically, I mean, honestly, impress yourself too, because there's so much low-hanging fruit that people aren't tapping when it comes to LinkedIn. And look at these costs. And look at these costs. They're so manageable and so scalable, right? So how do we do it? All right, so I'm going to get into the campaign for you. This is the live campaign. You can see the numbers and everything here. But I want to dive into how you actually build this, because today I'm going to get into the how-to. Is that all right with you that we get into the how to do this today? It's very important. Let's get into the how-to, because that is what this is all about. All right, let me make sure nobody is waiting for me in the waiting room, guys. All right, so this is the how-to. First, you have to understand this. LinkedIn, the way it's set up, LinkedIn is set up so that it has what's called a campaign group. A campaign group is essentially an umbrella that you bucket different campaigns that share the same objective. Share the same objective. What's an objective? An objective is, what do you want to get out of the campaign? Is it lead gen? Is it traffic? Is it awareness, right? LinkedIn sets the campaign objective at the group level. So you always start with a campaign group by creating a campaign group, all right? And you call it whatever you want. Nobody needs to see this, right? It's all internal. So we're going to call this test group 2 for today's purposes. And like I said, you set the objective at this level. What am I trying to achieve? What we've seen as a real success, this is something to write down. A real success that we've seen is to run both. We're talking about lead gen today. So if we're talking about conversions and lead gen, you want to run both lead gen campaigns and website conversion campaigns. You want to run one of each. So you're going to set up a group for one and a group for the other. You're with me so far. So you're going to make group 1. You're going to call it, website leads, for example, right? And you're going to go ahead and build that out. And then you're going to come back and make another group and pick lead gen. The difference between these two, okay? The website conversions, these are leads where you're sending the person to a landing page. We all know what those are in the world of marketing, a page on your website, essentially. Whereas the lead gen campaign, those are native forms inside LinkedIn. So they're not leaving LinkedIn at all. There's a form that you create right here in the LinkedIn ad interface that they fill out without leaving. If you run both of those things concurrently, you learn faster. And in the world of the circles I just showed you about scaling, right? And I said, we're not going to get really into scaling, but you can't scale if you don't experiment early on. So we got to run both of these right away. So go ahead and split your budget, right? And go ahead and say, I'm going to run both. That's the first tip I need to share with you today. So I'm going to start building out this website leads campaign. All right. And you won't be able to change your objective if you keep going, if you save this later on. But right now, everything is fluid and easy to work with. You're going to go ahead and just hit create. There isn't much to do there unless you want to change the date or something like that, or the date of when it starts. So I've just created this test group website leads one, and now I can click inside of it and then make my campaigns. Okay, what are your campaigns? So your campaigns are different audiences or different calls to action that you want to test inside a group that shares the same objective. Audiences, calls to action. The third thing that you might use to split campaigns would be, gosh, I just lost it. The asset type. So if you're going to run image ads or video ads on LinkedIn, they have to be separate campaigns. So someone's unmuted. I'm going to go ahead and mute her. All right. So you want to go ahead and create a campaign. All right. And inside here is where you're going to build out, okay, I want to make a campaign. LinkedIn tries to have you use the AI version. I recommend that you skip that so that you can have more control. You hit next. And now you're at a point where you can go ahead and start building out your campaign. You're going to go ahead and add the campaign. And my goal today is to highlight the things that are really critical as you're doing this campaign build, the things that we have learned help you generate more leads versus less leads. If that's okay with you, that's what I'm going to highlight. So I'm not going to talk about every little thing, but the things that truly matter. What you name your campaign should be tied to the type that you're the campaign type that you're building. So for example, this is a website conversions campaign. Fine, LinkedIn kind of fills that in for you. But if I wanted to maybe test, maybe I'm a pet store and I want to test this campaign is for dog owners, or this campaign is for engineers because I'm a software developer, something like that, because I'm dividing by audience. So you name the campaign to help you remember how that's different from another one, okay? So for the purposes of today, we're just gonna do that like test 1 or something like that. But you should name it so you can intuitively know how that campaign is different from the others that you're going to build. And then here's where it gets really good, your audience targeting. And I've got some pointers for you about how to build these audiences in a way that makes your campaigns generate leads versus not generate leads. All right. So the first thing is the location. Location. Okay, do not bypass this section here. You want to make sure that you're being very surgical with the location in terms of adding the locations that you do service. So for example, Buffalo, Niagara, for example, not only the locations where you do service, but also excluding the locations you don't. One of the biggest mistakes I often will see when I go in or when I'm coaching folks is they went ahead and added the locations, but they didn't add an exclusion location, or they accidentally left in the broader location as well. So if you're going narrow, don't leave in the broad, you know. If I'm focusing on Buffalo, Niagara, I'm going to exclude all of the US because my target audience that I want to reach is this area. And then I want to exclude places that tend to overlap with Buffalo, Niagara. In my example, in your example, it'll be something else, but the exclusions are key because it helps with lead quality. So an example I might exclude in this case might be something like the country of Canada, since it overlaps with Buffalo, Niagara. And I don't want any Canadians showing up or seeing my ads in this example. So think about exclusions. Very key. Okay, that's one of my tips for you as far as audience targeting. Second tip on this page is how you choose your target audience. Okay, so these buyer groups, these are helpful for when you're selling a tool or a software. Otherwise, you don't need to add buyer groups. You can move right into narrow and exclude. I don't know why sometimes these are left blank, but this is actually where you define your audience. It's actually quite critical that you select who these ads should be shown to. You always want to click narrow, always, 100% of the time, okay? You want to go in here and you want to find the audience that you're actually targeting. So let's go back to this engineer thing, okay? And let's say I was trying to target engineers. Your syntax matters. So look, I put engineers, right? And so I'm going to literally see words that have the word engineers in it. What if I want to find somebody who's got a title of being an engineer? I don't see it here, literally because I have the S on. So be very strategic about this. You want to put parts of phrases or singulars of phrases when you're searching to narrow down your audiences with LinkedIn ads, so that now I have people with job titles who are which include engineer, for example. So your syntax matters. So not only syntax, but also synonyms of the terms that you are going after. You want to get those in here as well. So after I finish engineer, I might go back in there and do developer or some other variant that's a close alignment to my audience, right? Keep that in mind, very important. Then I want to go into the exclude section and exclude anyone. Let's say I want to target engineers that develop certain kinds of products. That means I don't want to target computer engineers, so I can exclude. By hitting exclude, I can then, again, use this search is key. You see, I did search in both sections, narrow and in the exclude sections. I went into search. I did not click into job experience, job titles, then search for engineer. I didn't go through the steps of clicking into each of these. Instead, I did a broad search, which forces LinkedIn to search across all of these dimensions and give me, is it a company that has the word engineer? Is it the demographics that include engineer? Is it the education, right? So I want to leave myself with as much room and less of me, more of the tool enabling me. With that in mind, I use engineer as the example, but that really is not demographic information per se. So you also want to make sure you're using words like if there are income restrictions that you want to keep in place or educational levels you want to put in place, you want to type in things like, masters or something like that to narrow down the education category, and things like that will come up. So just know, just because I searched employment doesn't mean that's the only type. Those are the only types of words you want to use. And by all means, go into these categories if you want to. It should just be the layer after you've searched for the broader category. Okay, very important. Then you get into your ad types. And so here's where, like I said, LinkedIn, if you choose image at this point, it's going to have you create, you can't like add video later, right? So your video campaigns and your image campaigns are totally separate inside LinkedIn. I recommend running both so that you can see how they perform. In fact, with the example that I shared with you, we ran both. For the client that's getting all those leads, you can see our video campaigns. 2 of them were video and 2 of them were image. 2 of them were lead form campaigns and 2 of them were landing page campaigns, LP, and lead form. And you see I paused the videos because they underperformed, but because I separated them out, I was able to pull them out when they were underperforming. So you select image or video at this point, and then you set your budget. LinkedIn, here's a key about the budget. LinkedIn will try to have you set a very high budget. Just know I'm spending $20 a day on a budget. So my general rule of thumb is go lower than the budget that LinkedIn is recommending, and you'll still see success. Okay, dial up as needed. As we go on, you're going to see that you have to create a conversion. We're not going to get into conversion creation on this call today, but LinkedIn will ask, like, what does success look like as you build this campaign out? So you're going to want to make sure that you create a conversion and follow the instructions to do so that it knows, are we tracking button clicks? Are we tracking form clicks? What are we doing here? Now, the last thing I will show you, we're going to do this, and then you'll know everything I've just shown you. You just go back and kind of create a new group for the lead gen campaign, the lead gen form campaign, okay? Once you've done all this, you're going to be able to create your ads. So it's group, campaign, and then ads. That's how LinkedIn's hierarchy works. So you set your objective at the campaign group level, your audience and your creative types at the campaign level, and then you actually make your actual ads that people will see at the ads level. So this level, we do a lot of testing because we can. So we upload usually several images inside a given campaign, and if it's an image campaign, and then we get really creative with the CTA, the call to action, okay, over here on LinkedIn. So what's nice is this dropdown usually shows, I think I did something that made it so it doesn't show, but let me see here. If I can go back, that section where you choose the conversion type is a great testing variable. All right, I'm going to go into this other campaign that I did as a test and show you what I mean by that, because that's key, how you make those ads. I'm going to go into my ads and show you like this test one. That's a fake one, but I'll just show you. When you are building the ads, where you can differentiate them from one another is this call to action. As humans who are experiencing your ad, what does that button say? This button over here is what I'm talking about. Does it tell me to sign up? Does it tell me to learn more? Does it tell me to download something? You want to be direct. I experiment with direct calls to action, and then I make the whole ad, and then I duplicate the ad, because once you make an ad, you can just, once it's saved, you just click the 3 little dots next to it, and you duplicate it, and then you just make that minor change. So I start with a hard call to action, which is, you know, if I want you to go ahead and sign up for something, I'm going to say sign up. And then I duplicate the sign up ad and change it to learn more. Okay, softer sell, same landing page, same lead gen form and everything, but I know that the only variable between that ad and the other one is literally the call to action button that the person sees. So I create variants very early on. So it's up to you. Look at, what am I trying to get people to do? Usually learn more is a great fallback, soft conversion or soft CTA, regardless of your hard CTA. Usually learn more is a good fallback. And so if you're trying to get people to download something, very clear, download the thing. If you think you don't want to be as strong, experiment, download with learn more. And then as the ads run, you can see the results right on that page, on the first page, and you can easily just turn off the ones that are underperforming, but you experiment early and you experiment a lot and you experiment fast so that you can learn quickly. Okay, so the takeaway I want to leave you with is once you've built all this out, you would go back here to the very front where you made the ad group. You go to the campaign tab. So ad groups is this tab. Campaigns is one, and then you create another campaign. Nope, sorry. Not another campaign group, because the objective is different. You make a new campaign group, call it whatever it is, but it is going to be lead gen. Okay. Same thing. I still need people to buy XYZ or try XYZ. Your goal is still the same, but instead of building a form on your landing page, this lead gen that I just selected, again, lets you use the native forms inside LinkedIn. So I call it whatever my campaign is, and I call it lead gen form. All right. And again, I just go through the same process again of creating inside this lead gen form campaign. I'd go ahead and add a campaign for the engineers and add a campaign for whoever else, right? And I'm building everything again, but I'm doing it now under this one. If you do not save, you might be thinking like, how do I like not do this twice, Mary? If you do not save the original campaign that you build and you leave it in draft mode, you can actually duplicate the campaign group and just change the objective. So I could duplicate this. Where do I do? I think I might have I might have saved that, so it may not allow me to duplicate. But depending on if you save it versus not save it, it stays a draft, and then you can then right click and duplicate it and then change the objective. So then all your ads are still there. All of your campaigns are still there. You're just changing the objective on the group level, which saves you some time down the line. Last thing I have for you, you will create those lead gen forms right here in LinkedIn. And so there'll be a step where as you build out that lead gen campaign, it'll say, well, what form are people filling out? It'll walk you through how to fill it out, but here's a shortcut to kind of build it beforehand. You can go into assets and create the form so that you then just select it versus having to build it as you're building the campaign. And you have complete control over the fields that you collect on this form. And again, this is native to LinkedIn. The person never has to leave. So you can collect first name, last name, email address. You can decide which things you don't want to collect, but you can also add in custom questions that are qualifiers that you need to know for this campaign to be successful. So it's very important for you to think through, well, what am I asking people for on the landing page? Is it critical to know? And bring those things into the lead gen form as well. Okay, water hose supplied. I wanted to make sure that I definitely gave you as much as I could in terms of value today in the short time that we have. I do have some time to hang out if anyone has questions, so I'm going to stop my shares. And thank you so much for coming to join me today if you have to drop. But if you don't and you have questions, I'm happy to address them all today. Hope this has been valuable to you. The floor is open for questions.
Mary,
Yes, Narmina.
do you have a comprehensive training class that we can attend?
Yes, we are launching that next week. I'll send you information about it if you'd like.
Yes, please. And I know that it's not only me, that other marketing managers from our company would love to attend. So yes, I will very much appreciate if you will share information with me about your class.
You got it. You've got it. If anybody else is interested, will you drop a me too in the chat so I know, because I don't want to bombard anybody. I told you I wasn't going to be selling anything on today's call. So I want to respect that. Okay, Reginald, I got your message there. Me too. Thank you. Rachel. Okay, I see you, Rachel. Okay, excellent. What else can I answer for anybody? Yes, go Griffs. I love that, Reggie. Griffs is the mascot for the university that I'm a professor in. So yes, that's right. The Griffs, go Griffs. Well, folks, I want to respect your time. So if there are no more questions, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. As I said, this is just an impromptu thing, not really anything I plan to distribute or anything, but I just wanted to make sure that I gave as much value as I could with the short time that I had available. So if this has been valuable to you, let me know. I would love to know. Was it helpful? Was it helpful? Can I get some feedback? Helpful to anyone? I would love to know in the chat as well.
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, I recently set up my campaign, but I did not know. I have a poor lead generation, and I didn't know that that was helpful to know that we actually have to run 2 campaigns at the same time. One is for lead gen, another one for website conversion.
Yeah, that's how you learn the fastest, right? So what that does is it allows you to know, is my audience not converting because it's inconvenient to leave LinkedIn? Or is my audience not converting for other reasons? So if you don't run those concurrently, then what ends up happening is you think your landing page is bad, or you think your targeting is bad. You solve the wrong hypothesis, right? So you want to basically throw all your hypotheses at the very beginning, Narmina. Great question and great comment. You just want to be scientific about this. Like, all the things that could be wrong, I want to know right now. I want to know how to scale quickly. And this is how you get quick scale. Now you're just pausing things. You're not trying to add things in.
Yeah, that was very positive to know.
You got it. You got it. And Reginald, I see your message there. Yeah, we can chat a few minutes after if you would like. Happy to hang on. If anyone else, Jeff, hope that was helpful to you. Thanks for your comment there, Jeff. Thanks, Craig, for hanging back. And take care, everyone.